Joined by Grand Rapids Drive co-owner Ben Wallace. You've been with the organization now for 1 year. What was that first year like for you? What lessons did you learn that you want to take into year two?
The first year was, it was I was a little nervous, excited and nervous, but it went pretty well. Team was playing solid. I had a chance to make it to the playoff. I think the first time I made it to the playoff. So, anytime the team is playing well, it helped alleviate some of the pressure off you as an owner. But this year, we just want to focus on the team and try to go as far as we can go. Try to duplicate some of the things we did last year and improve on it.
I know last year when I talked to you, you said one of your biggest goals as an owner was to help guys get to the league because you understood the grind that they were going through. I know Kalen Lucas was a guy that did it last year, going from the Drive to the Pistons. He got a game in. When you see guys, even if it's just one game, even if it's just 6 minutes, when you see guys live that dream, what's that like for you?
It's a great experience. Me myself, I know what the ultimate goal is. I know what the G League is built for. It's a platform to help keep guys' dream alive. And the ultimate goal, the ultimate dream is to make it to the NBA. So to see a guy have an opportunity to play on that level, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm making a difference in these guys' life.
And I know you guys have fun with the promotions last year too. You guys had the Ben Wallace bobblehead night. You guys had the Pistons teal throwback jerseys. You had the semi-pro jerseys that got people buzzing. What was your favorite promotion last year?
Oh man, my favorite. I'm gonna have to say the Ben Wallace bobblehead night. But we got a great group of guys, in the front office, man. They do a great, amazing job with coming up with different themes, as far as jerseys, as far as entertainment for the families when they come to the arena. They just do an awesome job, and it's always good to change things up and bring a little more excitement to the game that way.
Are you surprised at the buzz around those teal jerseys? Because when you play with the Pistons, you wore them, and fans weren't exactly the happiest with them at the time. Are you surprised at how big it's gotten now?
I am surprised because I was one of the guys that spoke out against the teal. I did not like the teal, especially as a Pistons. I thought the red, white, and blue was what we should have been playing in. And once we got back to the red, white, and blue, it seemed as though things turned around for the franchise a little bit. But they absolutely love the teal. So kudos to them.
So now it's become a collector's item. People talk about it. People want to rock them. They're throwbacks now. Now they're cool. So I guess time changes people's feelings on them.
Yeah, I guess it's a little bit different when you only see them once or twice versus having to see them every night.
Right.
It's different.
That's a fair point. What type of promotions you guys have this year? Are there anything that stands out to you this year, promotions wise?
We're gonna do similar to the same thing we did last year. We're gonna have another bobblehead night. We changed the bobblehead up a little bit. I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna get a kick out of it. It was had the guys in the front office working hard on it, and I think they came up with a good one this time. I think this one's gonna be classic. But we're gonna keep basing jersey nights around different themes. Yeah, like I say, just bringing excitement to the family and kids that walked in the arena. Some of the kids might not be that into basketball, but they're into the Star Wars, and they'll enjoy the bobbleheads and things like that. So we want everybody to have a good time when they walk into the arena.
And how have you enjoyed that part? I know there's a new coach this year, Donnie Tyndall, so the team kind of has a different look. So from the basketball standpoint, things are a little bit different. But from the entertainment standpoint, I know there's always room to improve there. How have you enjoyed that duality between, paying really close attention to the product on the floor and paying close attention to what gets people excited?
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We put a lot of thought into these things, man. We try to come up with the best themes. And I think what really makes it easy for us is when the team is playing well. Right now we're in a 4-game winning streak, and if we keep that up, it don't matter what we put in the arena, they're going to enjoy it because the team is playing well.
True, very true. And speaking of the team playing well, have you had a chance to talk to some of those players this year? Like I said, I know last year you wanted to communicate with some of the guys and share your wisdom. Have you had a chance to talk to some of the guys this year?
I haven't had a chance to talk to anybody in particular, but once they're rolling like this, I sort of like to stay out the way. Let them focus and concentrate on what they need to be doing, because it's obviously nothing I can tell them right now that's going to make them better.
True.
So they are playing at a high level, and we're just excited to see the start that they got off to. So unless things change on the floor, I'm just going to stay out the way.
And that's what I wanted to ask. I know last year we mentioned when, before you got started as an owner that it was a new role and there were some things that you wanted to accomplish. And I'm not saying you were all over the place, but you had a lot of things that were on your mind. Now do you look at the basketball standpoint and go, all right, let me try to step back and not be a coach as much? Is that hard?
It's kind of hard, man, especially when you done played the game at the next level and you had a chance to win at that level. It's kind of hard to stay out the way. That was one of my fears of coming on and being a part of, this team, was I was going to be able to control my emotions and be an owner and not that coach, or not try to compare guys to what I would have done if I was still playing, or when I played, I would have did this, so it's kind of tough, but for the most part, right now, after going through a full season last year, I sort of know what to expect on the business end, and team is off to a good start, so it just allowed me to relax and enjoy it right now.
And as a former player, has that been hard, even as a non-owner, just the not looking at it like a coach, or not looking at basketball as a former player, maybe watching Andre Drummond and thinking what you would have done in that situation? Has that been the hardest part post-basketball career for you?
I wouldn't say it's hard. I would say it's impossible not to watch the game and say, if I was playing. So, I try to have those moments, when I'm at home around, friends and family. I try to keep those moments away from the players, as much, the coaching staff or whatever. I try to wait until, somebody pulls me to the side and say they need some advice or they looking for some help before I try to step in or charm in. So, but it's not hard. It's impossible to look at that game and not say, if I was still playing, what I would be doing.
Well, let me ask you a question as a former player. Like I said, when you watch a guy like Andre Drummond lead the NBA in rebounding and become one of the best offensive rebounders in the game, which is, I know, what you used to hold your hat to. When you look at him play, I'm not saying are there comparisons in the game, but as a rebounder yourself, do you kind of try to go, okay, yeah, I used to do it just like that?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy watching Drummond play. Especially the fact the way he attacked the basket. On the rebounding end. One of the things I always said when I played is, can't no one score the basketball without the basketball. So my job was to get these guys the basketball, and he's doing a great job of getting the teammate basketball, getting extra possession, keep balls alive. Just giving himself, giving his team a chance to go out there and be successful. And but sometimes I look at it and say, yeah, I wish I could go out there in my prime right now, because it's about 30, 40 more possessions in the game now. So, but big up to Dre for, doing his thing.
Yeah, not many 77 to 65 games is when you played.
Yeah.
A lot more shots going up, right?
A lot more shots.
Dennis Rodman said the same thing, that he wanted to be able to play now just because he said he'd get 30 rebounds a game easy.
Yeah, I can see that for Dennis.
I have a couple more questions for you. I know that this is a little bit different season for the Drive. I know Dwayne Casey and the Pistons mentioned that they would like a G League affiliate closer to the city of Detroit, closer to the Pistons organization. Causes maybe some confusion about the future of the Drive. Are there any concerns that you have about the future of the organization or their home here in Grand Rapids?
Not really. We enjoy being here in Grand Rapids. We got great fan support here, and that's something we might talk further with, discuss further with the Pistons down the line. But as of right now, Grand Rapids is our home, man, and we enjoy being here. The crowd enjoy us. So, we're just gonna look at it like that from here on out.
Okay, and and I know that you've seen this one around. This week it was trending. Online. I'm going with this. Is the 15-year anniversary of the Malice at the Palace incident between the Pistons and the Pacers. Kind of unavoidable the last few days, and how people talked about it, and how things have kind of changed over the years. Because I know at the time a lot of people were talking about kicking people out of the league and a lot of suspensions. How have your thoughts of the event changed, if at all, over 15 years?
Oh man, my thoughts really have not changed. It was an unfortunate situation for the league. A lot of guys got suspended, a lot of guys lost a lot of money, and a lot of changes came about for the league, because of that brawl. But when you're in the heat of the moment, things happen. Unfortunately, it spilled over into the stands, and fans got involved. You know, players threw punches at fans, fans threw punches at players. You know, it was just fortunate that nobody got seriously injured, you know, which was always a blessing. So, you know, we made mistakes as players. Fans made a mistake. We all learned from it. You know, we all manned up and took our punishment. Nobody griped and moaned about it. And now, you know, if you look at some of the guys, you know, I know Ron Artest mentioned that him and the guy that threw the cup are really close friends now. Mm-hmm. You know, it was some friendships for us in the middle of that war. So, but, you know, before that brawl, you know, I was always a Ron Artest fan. Still admire the way he played the game. You know, there's no serious beef in there. You know, it's just when you're in the battle and somebody put their hands on you, things happen.
True. You know, and that scuffle kind of changed the future of both organizations. You know, the Pacers went away from Jermaine O'Neal, Ron Artest, Jamal Tinsley. A bunch of guys got shipped out or didn't come back. And you guys went to the NBA Finals that year against the Spurs. So I feel like it didn't hurt you guys too bad. Did that kind of, you know, take a little bit of the pain off of the suspension of what happened?
I mean, it didn't hurt us as bad as it hurt the Pacers, but it affected us, you know, because the way the game was being called had changed. And we like to play those low-scoring physical game, and they took some of the physicality out of the game, which was our style of play. So it hurt us a little bit, but we were still, you know, solid enough to make it to the finals that year, and with a chance to win in Game 7. So, you know, but like you say, Pacers, they disbanded, they broke up their team, and they went in a different direction. But, you know, those are things that happen when you're in those type of situations.
And that's my last question about that situation. When you look back 15 years later, like I said, it was trending on Twitter. People talk about it on Instagram. It was kind of on ESPN, all over the place. You know, when you look at it now, were there things that people still don't know about what went down, or?
Yeah, it's a lot that people don't know about what went down. You know, people, you might have to look back, you know, 2 years before, year before. You know, it was a situation in Indiana where we got into a little altercation, a little situation. And it was just two physical teams that played similar style of basketball, and both teams enjoyed playing that way. You know, we was teams that was gonna beat you up for 48. You know, we was gonna try to, you know, break your will. And when we was out there, and that's the way we was playing. It was a low-scoring game, and we was going back and forth, and you know, it was some chatter going on the floor. You know, some couple bowls thrown here and there, but nah, people would never know the full extent of what was going on in that game. But you know, like I said, unfortunate situation, but glad everybody came out healthy, man, and you know, nobody got seriously injured.
True. And like you said, the driver on a 4-game winning streak, if things start going the other way, would you recommend they play with that physicality? Maybe that'll get them back on track?
Man, I recommended that everybody play with that type of physicality. But, you know, that's just me, you know, so, but nah, if, you know, if need be, you know, I'll step up and give a couple words of encouragement, and, you know, and me, my signature always been on defense. And in order to be successful on the defensive end, you gotta be physical. You know, no matter what the rules are, you know, you push the envelope to the limit and force the officials to make the call.
And Ben Wallace in the Drive, got a lot of exciting things going on this year. We mentioned team on a 4-game winning streak, just got the win in White Plains last night over the Knicks. Dante Hall playing well, Jordan Bones playing well, the team's playing well, a lot of exciting things to look forward to in terms of promotion. So it should be an exciting season for the Drive.